approaching through the weeds, perhaps. And this is a motif or concept that is extremely prevalent. And so I'm just going to swing around on some of these examples. We're starting with the fabulous Your Great Piece of Turf. And I hope there's nobody who doesn't love this painting, even if it's not how you want to paint or anything. And remember, this painting is about this big.
Oh, it's like this?
And it is a watercolor, right?
It is a watercolor.
It is a watercolor on kind of a vellum. And one thing, many of you probably saw the exhibit some time ago now. Oh no, maybe it was about 3 years ago, 2 years?
2 years ago.
Only two?
Yeah.
Yeah, which had, treasures of
That was in
wonderful
Vienna.
things, including a couple of other watercolors, the blue roller wing, the unbelievable color, just a amputated wing of a blue roller, whatever that is. But these beautiful colors, this beautiful watercolor technique.
There's a bunny rabbit.
And a bunny rabbit.
Oh, yes.
And there are others. I don't know if I have my Dürer with me today, but so it is the Great Piece of Turf, but it is maybe 12, 16, I can't remember now, inches. The proportions are right. In fact, the colors seem kind of great. And the two things one major thing I'd love to point out is the background, the whatever you want to call this, the sky, the world behind, whatever, is almost like a beautifully graded wash. I think it's hard to tell whether some of this is damage from many, many years, or, because this is 15, what? It's a pretty good painting. 14. No, it does, again, 1503. But this graded wash, which gives a sensation of looking into, I do that because it's like looking into light, and it's just a lovely concept. And so, by something which is modest, it gets a universality, a lovely openness, beautiful. It's like a major painting. And then it's all these things. The humility of the things that these paintings is a big statement. This is not a warrior on horseback. This is not a full parade of soldiers and mountains and whatever that might. So the attitude of accepting the humility, the weeds, the humble, the modest, the stepped upon, whatever, is a concept. And so I'm spinning off of that. I just want to swing around. There's the Van Gogh up close here. The book, wonderful, and I've taken examples from that to look at. Then, let me just go around. Much of it is Van Gogh. This is Van Gogh right into those dandelions, into those weeds, looking down. There's some little sort of pools of almost like ice or water, but I'm not sure what it's meant to be. But again, modest, at his feet, step upon, but look at. Then, when you read your handout, you'll get this other idea of looking through, around, confronting something specific to make you see around it. Here again, Van Gogh. Looking down on Arles through these wonderful trees. What are those called?
Cypress?
Cypress.
Are they cypress?
That one I think is.
Pollarded or
In Arles, they're probably poplar.
And looking
Well,
down,
they're things that are like
Yeah,
this.
European poplar trees.
poplar.
Right, the
Okay.
ones that are-
And he has chosen this. You very much, many painter would have done the scene. He has chosen to use this as framing and as a visual and mental concentration before you go into the boat's landscape. This is a contemporaneous with Van Gogh, Japanese thing just of grasses. This is Millet.
Oh, dear.
Van Gogh worshipped this little painting. He was a very important painting. Gauguin, the same motif of looking first in close and then using it as a framing. I don't think if I was shown that, I would know who did it. Anyone?
Which one you from?
This one.
Oh, wow.
You may not be able to see it very well, but that's not a problem.
Sergeant?
No, it is so atypical. I might almost have said somebody like Ruskin or something. Ruskin tends to do more intimate. It's Monet. Absolutely interesting. Wonderful concentration. I mean, Monet really so much more looks for the scene, the whole scene, the more classic landscaping thing. He's just looking at those shadows. Hiroshige, and then a wonderful Van Gogh again. So all of this, ways of seeing through, you can read this, over at your leisure. An indirect view can make a painting with a new way of seeing. Mount Fuji can fill the screen or be glimpsed through branches or laundry, as you probably have seen in many Japanese pieces.
Oh, sorry.
That indirect view, it's very Asian, and it has a real mental thing. These weeds set up. I have here all sorts of pictures. There's some that are dandelions, which you look at or supplement the weediness with. Have some pictures from Dangerfield Island, the marina, with an eye to possibly going there next week. I think this method, I don't know if it's a method, this way of looking through, up close, sometimes changing your horizon level, can be a very, very good organizing principle to how you approach landscape. And it can sometimes give you a fresh thing. It sometimes also gives you a way of saying, the scene I'm looking at, here's the scene. This goes back to 2 weeks ago or whenever when we talked about doing the boring and how do you make something interesting. I mean, you have that, but then you have this if you change your whole focus and change your format. So, I mean, not that you can't make this wonderful, I'm just saying these are devices. White, which isn't white, it's very good. It's a good moment to make a little color identification challenge. And I see this as kind of yellowish, but very pale. Very pale. So this is probably cerulean with a tiny bit of a lemony yellow. And I see it again here. Actually, I see quite a bit of blue here now. Can you understand? This is this puff, that's that puff. There's a word for these, isn't there?
Puff. Seeds.
Puff.
Fluff.
Puff.
I'm gonna go with poof.
Poof. Okay, and here's another
Depends on what
poof.
side.
And then, that is about what I want to establish.
The drywall people, they're taking turns having their lunch so they can come shoot at lunch.
So you sort of dab around it.
I dab around, I try to work not just in one spot
And changing color too, I see.
and changing some color. See, this is why it's not fair to say that I don't use any color. There's lots of color. It just all results in gray. It just resents.
So you're doing like the negative shape.
I am. I'm working all around because otherwise I won't be able to see what's going on. Now I'm going to go back into the thing.
Fairly voluminous already. It's wonderful, isn't it?
They look
Yeah.
very
And you
poofy.
poofy. Now, obviously, it's how everybody's style is different here. Whether you want it to be just sort of a sensation of poof, or a botanical, what's his name, Millet?
Well, that's sort of scientific. right?
Yeah, it is. And,
Something is,
there's this center.
maybe still on. Okay, well, I got the picture.
But there are definitely reasons for using salt. So, I mean, it's a gimmick, but it's a gimmick that can do things because it's sort of like the techniques like, using water and doing stuff like that. You're using the something that will make it sometimes a little more organic. It's not that you're always going to want to use it. I can see
It
that.
sort of gives you texture.
And it gives you a texture, and yeah, and it can do a little texture that you don't really do on your own as in the same way. What makes a dandelion, of course, is all sorts of information. Like here's the stem, but I hate the idea that this is the way to do it because it isn't.
I see what
It
you're
is
saying.
only one way.
This is your way.
And it's not even my.
It's your way
every
you're doing
time
it
way,
right now.
too.
Okay, right.
And but especially, it would be terrible to think that people feel that.
In a way, you've got,
Okay, good.
it's sort of lost and found editing.
For me, it is, and actually, I think almost all my painting is finding lost.